ESPN analyst and former NBA player Jalen Rose is in the news. One of his sisters blasted him on social media. She's publicly trying to embarrass him and ruin his reputation, all because he's selling a house that he purchased for their mother, who passed away in early 2021. His sister moved in the house a couple of years ago and she was their mother's caregiver, so of course she stayed there for free. And now that their mother passed away, his sister, she never moved out. She didn't pay any bills, and that's the problem. Jalen is preparing to sell the house in his hometown, the Detroit area. So like any other normal person who's trying to sell a house, he went to a property with a woman believed to be a real estate agent to tour the property, but he was met with this.
Clothes and getting my summer stuff ready and trying to continue to be healthy. But then I got to keep dealing with this idiot and this foolishness. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in there. Don't go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. My mother just died last year, okay? And you bringing strangers all in here, Jalen Rose, to walk to your mother's house that you love so much, that you trying to sell her house a year after she passed while your sister's still living here in it. And you had the audacity to call me a squatter when I took care of our mother and our grandmother in this house. You got a lot of nerve, Jalen Rose. You got a lot of nerve. And I hope the whole world see how much nerve you got now and how fake and phony you been talking about how much love you got to your mother and your family. Mighty funny. The man with the mic ain't got nothing to say today. Ain't that strange? Ain't that strange? How you gonna sell a house somebody live in and been living in for the last 3 years and not communicate? This what this guy is on.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Detroit. If you're watching from the D, drop Detroit below in the comments. Now, this lady, she has really lost her mind. That's his sister, Tamara Rose, talking about he called her a squatter. Very smart brother. I believe he handled this the right way. He didn't allow this moron to bait him into a reaction. Not sure if there's a mortgage on the house or if it's paid off free and clear. But even if it was paid off, there are still financial obligations tied to that property. He's got taxes, insurance, and he could also be paying utilities in the home. If you're not paying for anything and he's wanting you to leave, then ma'am, you are definitely being a leech, living in a property that you're not paying for. And then you hear her defense. She kept saying that he was selling their mother's house. Lady, he's selling his house. She's talking like the house belongs to her just because her mother passed away and Jalen is still in the house. First off, Jalen purchased the house for his mother to live in. Their grandmother also stayed there until she passed away. Jalen's grandmother passed away in September 2020. She was 103 years old, and his mother died less than 6 months later in early 2021. Jalen paid all the bills for his mother and his grandmother, financially provided for them both until they passed away. Whatever they needed, he got it for them. His sister now thinking that she's entitled to the same benefits that he provided for their grandmother and mother. Ma'am, you are an able-bodied adult. Not only that, you're very disrespectful. She called him an idiot for coming over to the house and meeting with the agent to see the house before they listed. The person being the idiot is her, thinking that she's entitled to stay there just because she lived there for a couple of years while their mother was alive. Like, get out of here. So just because you stayed there for a couple of years, you believe you get to stay there for the rest of your life for free? You sound absolutely crazy. Ma'am, you are not entitled to stay there, and Jalen is not obligated to take care of you either. And honestly, who could blame him? Look at her. This woman is a nasty manipulator, trying to cause a scene, create issues. You should be thankful for being able to stay there for almost 2 years after your mother passed away without having to pay for anything. Normal people have to pay where they live. And what got me is her saying that Jalen was financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually abusive. And you know she had to make all that up because she can't claim that he physically did anything to her. So she came up with all those words to make it seem like he's this horrible man. I'm sorry, his sister is wrong for this. She's trying to ruin his image and his career just because she can't have her way like an average modern woman. He's not your man, he's your brother. He is not obligated to take care of you. But she pulled this tactic from the womanist playbook, trying to paint him out to be some big angry black man and she's some delicate angel. No ma'am, you're the devil. This stunt you pulled could have worked 10 years ago, but now things are different, thankfully. All women won't automatically believe you and support this crap. Many people can look at this behavior and see exactly what's going on. Just because you stayed in the house for the last 3 years doesn't mean you get to claim it like it's yours. It's not your house. It's his house. So there's no need for any debate. You need to get your stuff and move out. And coming on social media telling us about it is not going to put a roof over your head. Yeah, what she tried to do was embarrass Jalen, but what she really did was embarrass herself. So now, ma'am, you're the class clown of the week. And we all can see why Jalen wouldn't want to put up with you. You're saying all that stuff about him when you're the bully. Up here trying to play off emotions. And yes, your mother and grandmother, beautiful ladies. Grandmother lived until 103 years old, such a blessing. And they blessed you as well, but now it's time to go. You are not Jalen's kid. He's got his own kids. You need to get your lazy behind up and go to work. See, the problem with these people today, they think that just because somebody in their family made it, they made it too. And they believe they're entitled to a piece of whatever they have. Please understand, nobody owes you anything. And I also don't get how you think blasting him is gonna help you. You're beefing with somebody and still think they need to give you something? This move you pulled did nothing but further confirm for Jalen that he shouldn't have anything to do with you. She was all on social media talking about how she raised him. So I'm assuming that she's older than him, but cut it out, you sound ridiculous. As for Jalen, I believe that she's been disrespectful to him long before this situation. He took care of his grandmother until she passed away. He took care of his mother until she passed away from cancer. So Jalen, he shouldn't feel bad about all of this. When it comes to his mother and his grandmother, he did everything he could do for them in their old age, for their lives to be comfortable. They didn't have to worry about anything. Like, what more can you ask for? And then think about it. While all this was going on, Jalen was putting up with Molly's sassy, modern woman, feminist attitude. The divorce was filed just 2 months after his mother passed away. So first it was his grandmother, a couple of months later it was his mother, and then shortly after that it was a divorce. And then here comes his sister with all her nonsense. Just absolutely crazy. Tamara, you should be ashamed of yourself for this. You really should. You are 1000% out of order for what you did. We already know she's trying to make it difficult for him to sell the house, but it's going to happen anyway, so it's nothing you can do about it. And because Jalen didn't respond or say anything to you, it made the video less messy and you're the only dingbat doing all the yelling. Basically, it didn't go overboard because Jalen didn't engage with you. He did what he came there to do, and now you're about to get kicked out. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Who's out of order here? Jalen for selling the house almost 2 years after his mom passed away, or his sister for being entitled and attempting to gain public support through this stunt that she pulled? Special thank you to Dolomite Tobias. I appreciate you for all of your support, as well as Brother New and Nuke. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.